So being that you guys are doing like gospel music, but it's like you guys are rapping, it's bar heavy, it's heavy with the hip hop. I was curious, like, who were some of your influences in both categories? Who influenced you on the gospel side, maybe, and who influenced you on the rap side as well?
Well, it's interesting because when we were younger, like our mom, she played Fred Hammond heavily. So we were raised in a Fred Hammond household. Yeah, Fred Hammond, you know, I grew up on Ty Tribbett, loved his music growing up. And believe it or not, you know, we're both musical theater heads. So lyricism is a big thing from musical theater. Like, yeah, you know, we definitely, you know, listen to a lot of musical theater, you know, pieces and, you know, Sondheim. You know, Stephen Schwartz, you know, the guy that did Pippin. Do you know that they had a Pippin revival?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Rodgers and Hammerstein,
Yeah, Rodgers and
Cinderella.
Hammerstein.
Yeah, with Brandy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those things, and of course, you know, when I was younger, I thought that I wrote Lauryn Hill's lyrics. Like I wrote, you know, all you know, what she did, that was me. Wow. You know, yeah. So that was me growing up. I loved, you know, Lauryn Hill and the Fugees.
And of course our mom, you know, she definitely did a lot of like, it was kind of like interesting to be in a household where there was a lot of gospel music, but there was also just a lot of music. So like our dad was more on like the R&B side. And like, I remember like literally being younger and like, I thought that Babyface was my dad just because like that is literally like how much he was in the house. No, I mean, when they were younger, I think maybe a little bit,
like,
they
you know.
favorite one another when he was younger. And then like our mom was more like heavy hip hop. She was, you know, in that golden age era. So, you know, Daddy Kane and Rakim and, you know, all of these great lyricists, you know, so we were exposed to just a lot of music, and then just naturally fell in love with musical theater and, you know, just being able to just have all of that being an inspiration, poetry, and, you know, of course the Bible being, you know, the greatest poetry. I think that it's just, it just creates for more material, especially when we write, like a lot of times you probably can hear, but, you know, it's inspired by the word of God. We open up the Bible, we're really, you know, intentional about incorporating the word of God, because that's just like, you know, everlasting creativity. So, yeah.